was it finally having your first catch?
For me, it's a pretty big blessing. The injury I had was pretty significant. Everyone that was in my corner, kind of, Avalos, Miller, my family, just made it a lot easier for me to come back and, make a good impact for offense. It was very, it felt very good just, putting all the work to kind of get back in the running shape and figuring stuff out to kind of make a big play for us back in the game Saturday.
Take us back to Oregon. Take us back to Oregon State, if you would. You're laying on the field. You're injured severely. What's going through your mind?
So when it first happened, I actually didn't know I was injured. I had all the adrenaline going, so I tried getting up, and that's when I kind of felt my leg carve in. So that's when I was like, what just happened? So I think it was JL and Tubner were actually standing above me. He's like, get up, and I was like, I can't. So they JL looked down, and he's the one that called in the strength staff. So after that, it was kind of everything was kind of a blur. I had a lot of adrenaline going, I didn't know what was going on. Avalos, I remember him coming up to me and kind of just trying to talk it out with me. And then the medical staff did a really good job kind of getting me in the cast, with the least amount of pain possible, getting me off the field and having surgery the next day.
And we heard you had a complication on your recovery. Could you just kind of give us an overview of how your recovery went?
Yeah, so, the recovery was a long process due to the fact that, I'd get somewhat clearer, then my leg would just swell up right where the break's at, so we just kind of have to tone it down and kind of ease into it again, and then it kind of swell up again. So there's a lot of things. They were just kind of saying my bone wasn't really ready for me to have that much force running down on it, on receiver, planning out routes and stuff. So we just kind of got to listen to my body, and finally my body was able to take me cutting and running full speed again. So that's when we kind of gave me the green light to slowly moving back into the offense.
So mentally, what was it like going through all that? It was such a long recovery.
Yeah, the beginning, like I said, I had the right people in my corner. I had, I'm from here, so I had a lot of people reaching out, a lot of ex-football players reaching out too. So it made it a lot easier, but, it was still a struggle from, being able to play any sport and every sport I wanted to being bed rest and not be able to move really my leg much. So having my family, my parents, Coach Av, Mr. Dickey, those two were, huge for me. They're always checking in on me, telling me that it's I'm going to be back out there someday. Having those two guys, Coach Miller is always checking in on me, the whole team. So, having this big brotherhood that we've always talked about, they really showed up when I needed the most, when, I was, down about myself, about, the injury, if I'm ever going to be able to play again. So it was, really nice having everyone around.
Getting the catch, how much confidence do you think that gets you to move forward this week and the rest of the season?
It gave me a lot, like I said. Things happen, people, we do our 111, so my number was called. I was fortunate enough to get the ball thrown my way. I was able to actually catch it this time. But no, it was a good confidence booster. Just kind of gets me now it's just football. I've been playing this since I was 6 or 7, so it's just just when the ball gets thrown your way, make a play. That's what us receivers are here for. We just need to help TG and Madsen do their thing. So
you mentioned being on bed rest. How long was that for?
I'd say it was about 3 to 4 weeks, and like I said, I think my quad was as skinny as my forearm. It was bad. So it was, from the recovery, right when I came back to the facility, I couldn't move my toes. I forgot how to move every part of my left leg. So from my hip to my toes to my ankle. So it was a long process trying to figure out how that. And God's great. He helped me get through that. I'm here now playing again. Some people have had this injury and kind of fallen off and not really been able to make a comeback. But I was fortunate enough to with the great strength staff and health staff we have here to push through that, and now I'm here able to make plays for the team whenever they need it.
Were there ever moments, maybe it was at the beginning, maybe it was during one of the setbacks, where you kind of wondered if you ever would be able to get back to this point again?
Yeah, no, there's definitely, it wasn't a perfect, I wasn't always positive about it. There's definitely some times where it's I'm out there trying to run around and, I wasn't able to get full speed without it feeling like my shin was about to break again. So it was definitely discouraging sometimes, but like I said previous, Avalos was always there. My family was always there. Coach Miller, Jeremiah Dickey, he was always there for him being, an athletic director, not really, so much involved. He was always there every game telling me, like, keep your head up, like, we're still here for you. You know, it was always I had a little doubt, and then everyone around here would just bring me up and keep on encouraging me to just keep pushing through it. Like, it's gonna happen when it's ready. And you know, like I said, it's not our plans. You know, it's realistically God's plan. So you know, I'm clear to go now, and you know, it has a good role to make a big play for the offense.
So are you ready yet to play? So they said they're kind of easing you back in. Are you ready for like a full workload yet, or are you still kind of limited at all?
First 2 weeks I was a little more limited, but this week kind of getting like my feet back into it, getting that catch, kind of, you know, we do test every single day on my shin to kind of see like how it feels, and this is like the first time 3 weeks I've gone 6 straight practices full on, like oranges, blues. So I think us and the strength staff and the medical staff has a really good like grasp on like what's too much and what's not too much. So I think this week it's gonna be able to just whenever they need me, just use me whenever they want to, and be able to use me freely.
And I know the depth chart's just a piece of paper, you know, they give to us on Mondays. When you're listed as a starter, I mean, what's that mean to you? Like, just to maybe have this kind of opportunity you've waited a long time for.
Yeah, like I said, you know, if I rushed it a little earlier, because I was trying to rush it for Washington, and we had a couple guys kind of like in the strength, like the medical staff saying no, and I just was eager to play. So I think it's, like I said, it's God's plan, God's timing. You know, right away, right when I'm actually fully cleared, like I get moved up in that position. So I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm here ready to help the offense on whatever they need me, catching, blocking, you know, doing anything that they want. I think that it's honestly really like it's a good encouraging feeling when you have that much work in for the last 14 months to finally like be able to step up and be where I was back prior to Oregon State. So
You started your career at tight end. I mean, you even spent a little bit of time at defensive ends. Now you're a wide receiver. Do you feel like you're in your natural position now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a bigger body receiver. I'm a lot lengthier, so yeah, tight end was kind of like the first thought. You know, I have a pretty big dad. He's probably 270 at 6'5", so he's a pretty big guy. And then, yeah, I think receiver is probably the best spot for me. I like catching the football. I have pretty good speed, so I think the coaches have kind of realized that that's a spot that they want me at. If you know, like I said, they see a lot of things better than I do. I get told what they do, and if they want me to move back to D end or tight end sometime in the future, I'm willing to help the team whenever they need or whenever they want it.
You guys have that next man up mentality with everything that's gone on with the wide receiver depth chart this week. Just how ready are you to be that next man up?
Avalos does a great job on, you know, priding on this program of next man up, like no drop off in blues or oranges. So whether that's me, Prince, Shea Whiting, you know, it's always, you know, we're all getting reps at the starting position, or we're getting big reps at like big roles in all the other positions. So it's always like no drop off. You guys got to know your stuff and be able to execute just as high as anyone else has done in this program.
What's the receiver room like without EMAC?
I mean, he was a good player for us. Like, I mean, the stats kind of showed it for himself. He was a good player. He did his own thing for his own reasons. We're gonna miss him, but you know, we can't really dread on it too much. It's next man mentality. So he's gone. Sucks, but you know, we can't really say anything about it much more than that, because we can't really dread on it. It's just the next guy got to make plays for us now.